Welcome to Let's Listen, a video podcast in which we have conversations with IBMers about their own neurodiversity and their careers within IBM. I'm Andrew Williams, your IBM host today, and we'll be listening to Sam Castleman, a senior blockchain developer from Ballarat, Australia, who joined IBM Australia in 2019. So welcome, Sam. I was
Hi,
wondering
Andrew.
whether you could tell us a little bit about you as a person and an IBMer.
Yeah, well, as a person, I'm 26 years old. I'm married with two kids, and as you said, I live in Ballarat. I've been with IBM for nearly 3 years now and working in blockchain. I'm super interested in IT and technology. I have memories going back to, when I was 6 or 7 and playing games on my MS-DOS computer. It was that old. And always just being fascinated at how it works and pursuing that through primary school, high school, and eventually university. I joined IBM after the IBM Australia's first neurodiversity hiring program, which was back in 2018. Oh, sorry, 2019.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been smooth sailing ever since.
So how's your career progressed in IBM since you first got hired?
Well, I joined the blockchain. Sorry, I joined as an automation developer when I very first started as a band 5.
Yeah.
And worked on a few little projects here and there, mostly just using some automation tools like Blue Prism and UiPath. But ever since I got in and started doing training, I was just fascinated with blockchain.
Yeah.
I did all of the training we had on our internal systems, just thought it was an incredible technology, had some amazing use cases, and obviously I knew we had a blockchain practice here at IBM. So I sort of had that in my sights from day one, and about a year later, I was asked to swap over from the automation practice into blockchain. So that was super exciting. And shortly after joining the blockchain practice, I joined the Ligon project.
Mm.
For those who aren't aware, Ligon is the world's first digital bank guarantees platform that's powered by blockchain. So it's really fascinating, sort of world first stuff. And yeah, I'm now a senior developer on that. And it's
So
been really
you
awesome.
received a promotion as a result of the good work you've been doing.
Yeah, I had a couple of promotions through the past few years. As I started off as a band 5, I think it was November of the next year, I was promoted to a band 6. And then in late 2021, I was promoted to a band 7, senior developer. So it was a pretty quick rise, but I've always just really loved my work and taken a lot of pride in it. So I'm just really happy that was noticed and acknowledged by higher ups.
Yeah. And I think you used a key word, love, and it's about if you have a passion for a job within IBM, it's quickly recognized. That's my experience. So I'm going to put in quotes the word exciting. What's exciting about an average day at IBM for you?
I think it's just getting to work with technology that's still sort of on the bleeding edge. Blockchain is something that's evolving every day. A lot of people would still call it a very immature technology, which I guess can be a negative term, but for me, that means there's so much growth and so much opportunity to learn and discover. And I get to implement that every day in my work. I have to solve problems that are not just the regular ones any programmer would, but ones that are dealing with this new technology, oftentimes ones that don't have predefined solutions because it is so new. So it's constantly getting to figure out things on the fly and, yeah, I guess be a trailblazer in this new and emerging technology.
Mhm. So let's talk a little bit about your neurodiversity. How has it impacted or benefited your experience at IBM during your job?
Well, the first example of neurodiversity benefiting me here at IBM was getting the job in the first place. Obviously, I was hired as a result of a neurodiversity program, and that was in stark contrast to the previous job applications I'd had before IBM. I applied for over 150 jobs around Ballarat and Melbourne, and I gotten no responses from any of that. So then to be given an opportunity to demonstrate my skills in an environment that was willing to look for them was really incredible. In my day-to-day work, it presents in my ability to, I guess, see things differently and to have this drive for perfection. So it means I'm constantly trying to see a bigger picture of my work, see how things interact with each other, and figure out the best ways to implement changes in a way that's going to be forward-thinking and, I guess, holistic.
Right. I suppose I've got a follow-up question then is, do you think that the hiring marketplace has dramatically changed or shifted in your local region or in Melbourne from your observations over the last few years since you were hired?
I don't think there's been a dramatic shift, but the shift is slowly happening. I think there's getting more recognition for programs like IBM's or for the people who facilitate those programs like Specialist Term. And it's really important that we're starting to get attention to these different hiring programs that are capitalizing on undervalued markets like neurodiversity. So I think it's just a matter of time before these become commonplace. But for the time being, it is a slow shift.
Yeah, a slow shift, but a shift. That's great. So maybe you could relate a day-to-day challenge for you that you experience as a neurodivergent within the IBM environment.
So I think one of the biggest challenges I face is also one of my biggest strengths, which is that perfectionism and that seeing things differently. Because it does mean that when I'm doing work, I'm always trying to do what I believe is best. And that can often mean that I'm, rethinking, overthinking, doing something 3 or 4 times because I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way or the best way. And especially in technology, as a lot of people would know, there's not always a clear-cut definition of what's better or what's worse. So it can mean that I spend a lot of time trying to make sure that I've done something perfect or that it's at the very least better than average. And it can mean that I, yeah, have a lot of trouble and I get a bit stressed out thinking that I haven't done something well enough or that it's not perfect. Uh, but yeah, I'm getting better at managing that, and I think that still shows in my work, which is forward thinking and holistic.
Does your team leader accommodate for that?
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have a lot of people who are understanding of me and uh, what makes me unique. I'm given a lot of freedom to pick tasks that I think suit my skill set. And there's just a lot of trust as well that I will get things done in a reasonable amount of time and to that high quality. So yeah, there's a lot of acknowledgement from a lot of people who are really willing to make sure I get the best get what's best for me and what's best for the project.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, I'm really sad to say, but that brings us to the end of this podcast. I'd really like to thank you, Sam, for sharing your ongoing journey. I look forward to catching up with you again. But I suppose if anyone who's listening to this has any questions, feel free to post it below. Otherwise, find more information about neurodiversity at ibm.biz/let's listen. And as always, thanks for listening to us today at IBM.